Good evening, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, today I ended up getting to cleaning the kitchen. And honestly, guys, okay, so I've been cleaning the kitchen. Took a little bit of a break maybe over like Christmas time and stuff like that, just because I don't know, honestly it's kind of hard to clean like in the kitchen because there's so many like little decoratives that are out and stuff like that, and just cleaning the house in general. Like this year the bathroom wasn't that bad, but like a lot of times like it's hard for me to dust around things or like wipe the counters or you know like anything like that because there's so much extra stuff. But again, like I sort of still clean the kitchen. It's just like I didn't really do like my deep cleaning sort of. And so for the last couple weeks though, now I've been trying to clean the inside of the oven. And I have been so frustrated because I have not had my homemade cleaner that I normally wind up using. I actually found the recipe for it like years and years ago on Pinterest. It was like a I think it uses, I had a different one that I used, and then this was the one that I found, and I've also used this one, but I don't know. I've changed the recipe a couple times. It pretty much works the same because of one of the main ingredients that's in there, and that's vinegar. So what I did was this one recipe. It's 10 ounces of vinegar, I think 8 ounces of lemon juice, and then 2 ounces of dish soap. You're supposed to use Dawn. I didn't have Dawn. I just used Palmolive. I don't feel that it's that big of a deal depending on which one you use. But like I said, I've been trying to get the grease, you know, like off the door because there's like little speckles of, you know, like all the, you know, gross yucky grease, especially on the door. And so I was like, I tried 2 different like store-bought cleaners. I tried just regular Windex, nothing, couldn't get it off. And I was just getting so frustrated, and so I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my homemade cleaner. And so I couldn't find it because it was actually out in the garage. We had them redo the kitchen sink, the plumbing under the kitchen sink. We took everything out and we moved it into the garage, and there's still some stuff that it was in there. We didn't move everything back in. But that was one of the things that were out there, and I couldn't find it forever. And so finally my dad found it, like I think actually last week, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use it for next week, because it was like I was already done cleaning by the time he got it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this next week. So what I do is I have a little like almost like the Parmesan cheese shakers that I got at like the dollar store. It's got like the big sort of holes on the top, and then it's like in a glass, you know, little jar sort of thing. And then what I do is I sprinkle it over whatever surface I am cleaning, and then I just spray my homemade cleaner. And because the that's for like really tough stuff. If I'm just cleaning a surface like the countertops where I don't really need to again lift any stains or again like degrease or again like get off anything that's really difficult, I just use it just on the counters, you know, and just wipe it off sort of. The only thing I will say is I don't love the fact that it does have like dish soap in it, only because when you go to like wipe it off sometimes it's sort of bubbly and it like creates bubbles because of the soap. But for whatever reason, it, like I said, all the ingredients that are in there work together. There's another one that I had that was like I think equal parts water and vinegar, maybe something like that, and then like a little bit of dish soap too. But I like this one just because I think the lemon smell kind of masks the vinegar smell, because I'm not a huge fan of it, but it does still smell really clean. And like the vinegar smells clean, but it's just like sometimes I'm like, oh ew, like, you know, like it sort of smells like it's just very strong and overwhelming. And so it does still smell strong, but it smells a little bit more lemony, so that's why I don't mind it. But like I said, so I did that. I sprinkled the stuff over it. I sprayed my homemade cleaner. I went and then I don't remember what I was doing. Maybe I started cleaning the counter at that time. Literally only about 5 minutes, I went and just wiped the entire thing off, and it just came off like that. I was like, really? I have been trying for weeks now with a different cleaner, and I just know that I have to go back to that one every single time because it's one of the only things that works. And honestly too, I feel like especially when you use the the like baking soda and the vinegar together. Obviously you don't want to use a ton of it, but again, I just sort of sprinkle it and then just use a spritzer bottle, and you know, it sort of creates like almost like a paste. There's the same recipe. I actually don't think it's the same recipe, but I could probably use it the exact same for cleaning like baking sheets or the bottom of pans, anything like that. Literally, I've done that with all that stuff. It comes right clean. And I need to do that actually too, because there's one specific like ceramic baking dish that we have that is so like sticky like on the sides, because you use the, you know, we use Pam, but then because it's not on the inside where the Pam's getting used, it's just like caramelizing almost to the like edges of the what's it called, the like, you know, the dish. And so I have tried my darndest to get the thing clean, but it's still like, it's just not clean. And again, I could put again like tons and tons of elbow grease into it and finally probably get it clean, but actually using the cleaner will probably just be the smartest idea, and just sprinkle a little bit of baking soda on it and then just spray it a little bit. And because again, it's vinegar, lemon juice, and dish soap, it's all stuff that I would use on, you know, like in a bowl or a dish anyway. So it's not like I'm putting like harsh chemicals on my, you know, like I said, like my baking dishes or pots and pans, or, you know, again, whatever I'm using, cookie sheets, that kind of thing. So it's like not like, you know, oh, I have to spray Windex on there or some other type of like chemical with bleach or something like that in it to finally actually get it clean, and again, to like degrease it or anything like that, because again, there's literally edible products in there except for the soap, you know. So there's nothing, and soap is what you use to clean your dishes with anyway, so there's literally nothing in there that's going to harm you. So like I said, that's why I'm just like, why did I ever stop going back to using this? And then on top of that too, I've been cleaning the stovetop, and there's a couple of little of those like black just like specks on there that have been driving me crazy. Like something must have spilled out of, again, like a pot or pan while we were cooking on there, and again got like, you know, near the burner and burnt onto the cooktop. And while again I cleaned most of it off and everything like that, and there's not that big of a problem, there's still like some little specks on there, and it's specifically on two burners, the two front burners, and it's driving me crazy. And so I was able to get most of them off. Now that is what I find is the absolute hardest to clean. And on top of that too, it's like, because if I miss some of the stuff on the glass door, which I feel like, I don't know, the glass actually seems like it's easier to clean than the like, you know, cooktop. I don't really know what it is, but some type of metal with something, you know, on top of it, not just paint, some type of heat, you know, proof sort of, you know, stuff on there. So again, like, you know, spraying that on there, I don't know why, just that is harder to get clean. And maybe too it's because of the temperature that it gets to, or whatever it is, I don't know, that makes it a little bit harder. Like the inside of the oven is normally a little bit harder, but again, I found better luck using my homemade cleaner than anything else. And there's only been like maybe twice that my mom has used harsh chemicals in our oven, and for days it just smells horrible in the entire house. I mean, and we would do this in the summertime and have all the windows open and everything like that, and try and air the whole thing out, and like not even just in the oven, but just the smell in the whole house would just stick like for days afterwards, and it was horrible. And so that's why I'm like, I won't go back to using that. Like clearly that can be good for you also too, the smells and the chemicals and all that kind of stuff, but when I can literally, like I said, use again safe, holistic sort of, you know, things that are not poisonous to me, and 90% of what I'm using I can actually put back into my mouth, you know, I'm not scared of them. And so I am, like I said, just like I don't know why I switched away from it, because again, it's one of the things that I found that actually works the best, and it is natural, you know, for the most part, and I don't have to be scared of it either. And I don't have to deal with the smells. I don't, you know, again, I don't love the smell of vinegar, but it's tolerable, and it doesn't really seem to linger all that much. But like I said, you know, and it's, like I said, it's a natural cleaner. Like people have been using it for forever too. And so anyways, guys, yes, that is my long ramble today, but I am so happy that I found that. Again, I'm so happy too that we still have all the ingredients to make it. It's not like I needed to go out of my way to specifically buy any of those things either. It was all stuff we had on hand. happened. So I was able to refill my bottle because it was actually almost empty when I found out in the garage. So like I said, I am just very happy that I was able to get that done today. And like I said, have a clean, fresh oven too, because I've tried and tried and tried. And I'm like, why am I wasting my time? Like, my time is too valuable for that. I need to just, again, use some regular good old-fashioned vinegar and baking soda basically, and it cleans it up almost every time. So like I said, the stove is a little bit harder to clean, but what I've noticed is if I consistently am doing it and reapplying it, it actually gets easier, and it does lift like those, again, like specks and stuff like that, the stains, whatever, off of it. Even with our old stove, I was able to do that. And again, it was just like a process. Like, it took a longer time and I had to keep doing it. So again, if I had all the time in the world today, I probably could have just scrubbed and then wiped the whole thing off and then reapplied and then scrubbed and wiped the whole thing off. But I'm not going to do that again. Over the next couple weeks, probably, I'll be able to most likely get it all up, which is nice. Because I've had that happen before, like I said, when I've cleaned our old stove, which again had stuff on there that was so old, like, you know, just like stains that I was like, we've never been able to get these up, like, as long as we've used any type of cleaner, or, you know, clean the stove at all, we haven't been able to get them up, and with, you know, no different types of cleaner. And finally I used that and was like, wow, it's coming up. And then again, I couldn't completely get it, but over time they were actually gone, and I was like, this is awesome. So yeah, like I said, taking care of our new stove now, and the new stove and oven that we got. Is it 2 years old now? I almost want to say. I think it was 2 years ago in the summer, so it's probably been about a year and a half that we've had it now. And the same thing too with the microwave. Like, we've stayed on top of keeping the microwave clean, that all I really need to do is just sort of wipe it down with like a wet rag. We don't really have like those crazy spillage in the, you know, the microwave or anything like that. Like, our old microwave, like, constantly had to be cleaned out, and like, it was just, again, like, this is just so, like, I'm over cleaning the microwave. But our new microwave, I don't know if we don't use it as often, or it actually is just like, it's very easy to clean, but it doesn't like get like stains on it really or anything like that. But I'm pretty happy with the, like I said, the microwave, as far as it working and, like, you know, like I said, staying clean. It's not something that I have to really maintain. Now the oven is, and I feel like that's actually because I do use the oven so much. Like, I don't like to cook my stuff in the microwave. Everybody else sort of does, but again, I find that we don't use our microwave that often, like maybe as much as we did when I was little. But I feel like, again, like, especially me, I heat like soup even. I don't like to heat up in the microwave. I heat it up on the stove top. Again, if I'm reheating most things, I heat it up in the stove or the oven. So I don't use the microwave very, very little at all, unless it's like for popcorn or maybe pizza. I will reheat pizza in the oven. That's like the only thing. It never tastes the same, but I sort of don't care, because pizza just tastes good in the microwave. I don't like, though, pasta warmed up in the microwave. My mom like swears by it. She's like, no, pasta only tastes good if it's warmed up in the microwave. I don't. I think it tastes just as good warmed up on the stove top. And sometimes better too. Like, I don't know, it's just like microwaves like make things like so like chewy almost, like it sort of dries it out at the same time, and like, yeah, I don't like it. Because I had that same thing happen too. I was reheating rice that I made like last week, and I put it in the microwave. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gross. I did it in the oven and just made sure I added enough water. It tasted totally fine to me. It tasted like fresh rice. So like I said, that's just my personal preference, but I noticed that we don't use it maybe quite as much as we sometimes do, or used to. So there's not much like cleanup or, you know, like I said, spittage all over sort of in the microwave. But like the door, again, I need to wipe it down, but I just feel like it's not like caking on there because I'm cleaning often. And so that's why too, like if I stay on top of the oven door, I won't have to like clean it like I did today. But it was only just like little specks of like grease sort of on there. And so once I got it done, it was good. But I did wind up getting some of the like liquid a little bit under the glass. So now I have to take the little thingy off to actually get the glass out, to clean the underside of the glass, which will be a fun process, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go and take a shower though. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.